Ciryl Gane, Bon Gamin, right? Interim heavyweight champion. You get the shot against Francis Ngannou, and you arguably defeat yourself, if that makes sense, right? It was a very close fight going into that fifth round, and Ciryl Gane did the one thing that like you probably shouldn't do, which is like be in a dominant position and then fall back for a strained ankle lock, which is like Francis Ngannou. This dude is, I mean, a human tank. You're going to straight ankle lock that man? I just find it a little hard pressed to believe that. However, learning lesson, the man came in. He says, I finally got my first loss or whatever the case may be. All right, I got that. Now I'm going to just destroy everybody. Tai Tuivasa, though, brother. Let's talk about this man. This is the resurgence. This is the comeback, right? This is Tai Tuivasa 2.0. And knocking out the man that he knocked out to get to where he is today, I think is a very, very impressive feat, brother. So talk to me, my man. Tai Tuivasa, he's getting a lot of love. He's the popular vote here, even though Ciryl Gane is a much more talented, well-rounded fighter, and Tai Tuivasa even said that himself. He says he might even be the better fighter, but we're going to see on Saturday who showed up to fight, right? That's the X factor. Talk to me about that. How can Tuivasa inflict his will in terms of, I'm not going to be technical with you. We're going to fight. Talk to me, brother.
Well, that's exactly it, Derek. Tai Tuivasa's there to brawl, man. He's there not just to actually, engage and let the fight come to him. This dude's going to be on the front foot the entire time. All forward pressure, big bombs. If he can get you up against a clinch or get you up against a cage, like we saw against Derek Lewis, he's throwing elbows, he's throwing knees, he's throwing all this dirty stuff. And not dirty in the sense of like it's cheating, but dirty in the sense of it cuts you up, man. It hurts you in the middle. He'll throw liver shots, man. I was watching, it was like a 7-fight highlight reel of Tai Tuivasa knockouts, and whether this dude's hitting you to the body or ripping shots to the head, this is putting all power behind his shots, and he can catch you not only in just a flurry, but in some pretty slick moves, pretty slick 1-2s, digs to the body, all this stuff that you don't really think of a big guy as doing. You think you just going in there and throw mad hammers around. But Tuivasa, nonetheless, that he's bringing the brawl, but he's bringing a technical brawl, man, and in a kind of like a vicious way of him, coming in, and a vicious nature that he has with the pressure that he likes to put on. Unfortunately for him, though, that kind of works in Gane's favor. This dude's going to be on his bike all day. One of the things he was talking about, he's like, I want a Bon Gamin style win, touch and not be touched. And that's kind of what I'm seeing going to be happen, man. Somebody on the bicycle the whole time. Do you think that if you're on the bicycle the whole time, you're on the back foot, you're doing lateral movements, you're getting out, you're not getting hit, maybe you're landing a couple jabs, but you're not really engaging in the fight? Is that something that's going to win you the fight but not win you crowd points? Or is it something that's technical enough that you're gonna get a couple fans from this one as well, Derek? What do you think?
Well, you got to think about it. It goes one to two ways, right? When he fought Derek Lewis, I mean, he was touch and go. He was like, when Lewis would start throwing the bombs, that's like what we praised him for. He would like run. He would literally, like, we say like run, right? No, he would literally be like, oh, no, I'm out of there. Get me away. Let me reset. Let me get back comfortable. And what did he end up doing? He ended up TKOing him. So it could go one of two ways, right? It could be a boring decision like Jairzinho Rosenstruck or like Alexander Volkov, right? Wasn't the Volkov fight a decision? Yeah, both the decision wins, right? So like it could go that way, or you could end up in a finish because Tai Tuivasa, let's be real about it, man. He does have 3 losses. If I'm not mistaken, let me just pull it up real fast. Sorry, folks, I should have had this already. His two losses that came from finishes. One was a submission, one was a knockout, and then one was a decision. We're talking about Sergey Spivak, Blagoy Ivanov, and Junior Dos Santos. So that's something you really got to take into consideration here. So I think regardless of whether the fans like it or not, Ciryl Gane, how did he get to a championship? By doing Bon Gamin style wins, right? Why did he lose to Francis Ngannou? Because he did not necessarily fight like Bon Gamin. He started doing some, a little weird tactics that weren't on par with the rest of his victories. However, to me, this is the Derek Lewis fight all over again. It's hard for me to see this any other way. And the reason why is because even look at that Derek Lewis fight versus Tai Tuivasa. I love the Black Beast, man. I can't discredit the man, even though he's taken a couple losses recently. But he was very much in that fight. Tai Tuivasa just outdogged him. Now, if Ciryl Gane never engages in that fight, if he fights his Bon Gamin fight, what is Tai Tuivasa's edge here? You know what I mean? You just got to crack him. And even, it's funny, when we were talking with Eric Anders yesterday, man, we are talking about gambling on mixed martial arts fights, and he says, you can't bet on MMA because all one dude needs to do is just close his eyes and start swinging, and it's over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, if Tuivasa does that, that's money right there. But Ciryl Gane, man, I just see, if this fight happens 10 times, You can never say 10 out of 10, but I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10 if we can do half-point decimals right there. Let's be honest, man. Tai Tuivasa, aside from I'm going to storm you and I'm going to corner you, even though this is a huge cage, so that's another disadvantage there, and I'm just going to throw the heat and throw the leather on you. Does Tuivasa try to wrestle or something like that? Because Gane's the better wrestler, so what's the path to victory besides knockout?
I mean, I think knockout's the way to go. I don't really know because you're not going to outpoint the man.
No.
I do agree with you. Ciryl Gane's probably the better wrestler. Now, the one thing that I can see is a different path than closing your eyes and just swinging for the fences. If you watch the Rashad Coulter fight, you can see Tai Tuivasa has some banger of leg kicks, man.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're able to just stop that lateral movement of Ciryl Gane, then he's forced to be in that dogfight. Then he's forced to fight non-Gamin style. He's actually forced to sit there back and see what's going on, man. If you can't move around like that, then Tuivasa actually has a chance. What do you think the likelihood is that we're going to see some crazy leg kicks out of Tai Tuivasa without getting pieced up in the hands throwing those leg kicks?
I think it's unlikely, and the only reason I'm not even trying to discredit Tai Tuivasa. I'm just talking about look at the matchup, but also look at the externals outside of the matchup. Big cage, right? That favors Gane. Crazy movement. It's going to be hard to sit there and land that. Think about the Muay Thai that Ciryl Gane did prior to his UFC. You're ready for the leg kicks, man. You're checking that all day long. All the boxes are checked in favor of Ciryl Gane, no pun intended. So let's just talk about the actual bread and butter about it, brother. You got a TKO prop plus 125, decision at plus 225. Are you surprised to see that the TKO prop is less value than the decision prop? Because that kind of blows my mind. Tai Tuivasa has been knocked out by one man, and that was a ground and pound victory. So talk to me there.
I was shocked to see that as a plus 125. If anything, I felt like the TKO artist was going to be Tai Tuivasa. I can see why they're not giving it to him on the edge, but I definitely thought it would be flipped. The decision to be the 125, the TKO for Ciryl Gane be the plus 225. Interesting to see what they're going for right there as the odds makers. But if like you said, if you're talking about like this is the same kind of fight as a Derek Lewis fight, get technical, let the other guy get frustrated. Piece him up 1-2 down the pipe. Here we go. So I can see it now.
Yeah, man. And if you look at just Tuivasa's record, you go down the list, man. You got round one, round two, round one, round two, round two, round one. Like if I'm looking for 3 rounds, man, you have to go all the way back to like the beginning of his career. So I just think that like TKO can definitely happen here. However, do you think Tuivasa could just write out a decision? Not a win, but can he not get finished by Ciryl Gane here? Because I think that's a very highly likely outcome right there, man. He has proven to be very durable. So what do you think?
Proven to be durable and proven that if you hurt him and you rush in too fast, he can crack you and drop you, just like we saw with the Greg Hardy fight. I don't think Gane's going to do that. So that's why I'm leaning a little bit more towards decision here. I think Gane's going to be smart enough to know I can't just go in and dominate this dude in 2 rounds, 3 rounds. This is going to be a 4 or 5 round fight. I'm betting on that decision win because Tai Tuivasa is so durable. It's going to be how much gas is in the tank and what really happens on those, the movement style.
The only thing that worries me, man, is that it's like I'm replaying the Derek Lewis fight in my mind. Like, if Gane gets comfortable with Tuivasa's pace and he kind of figures out like his flow a little bit, right, and he gets comfortable and he just starts sitting there, then that's when he starts unloading. It's not round 1, not round 2. It's round 3, round 4. That's when he starts. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna start sitting down on my shots. I just think Tuivasa is going to be a little bit too tough to get the knockout, man. And I don't want to discredit Gane because I think Gane, literally, if there's not Ngannou there, I think Gane is the champion aside from, Stipe, John Jones, and all that stuff. I got Ciryl Gane, man. I'm going to write out a decision in this one. I'm just going to keep it simple. It's tough because the over and under on this one is 3.5 rounds. And believe it or not, minus 125 for the under. So the odds makers think a finish is happening. I just think that Ciryl Gane is going to be elusive enough to not get knocked out, and I think he's not going to jump on the opportunity if it does present itself, because the fireworks coming back from Tuivasa makes it not even worth it. Especially you just saw Usman get his head knocked off his shoulders after basically dominating a fight, for more or less, right? So how you going? How do you see it, brother?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm going Gane, and I'm going by decision. There's a moment there where I think that 4th round knockout is something to really pay attention to, but I think Tai Tuivasa is going to be a little bit too durable. That's what gives me the pause for hesitation. I'm going Gane, and I'm going decision.
Yeah, and I think decision is really the only prop to play right here. I'm in terms of betting, I would not minus 625. You're not betting on that. What are we talking about here? Plus 225. That's actually pretty good value for a very probable outcome. So that is your main event right there. That is the star of the Paris show right here.